Today, we decided that, the year is coming to an end and we should screen something slightly different. So we've kind of curated a package of experimental films for our audience. I'll just briefly introduce the programming for today. First, we have Mr. Pramod Pati's Explorer, followed by 4 films by Ashish Chadda, who's with us today. And 4 of his films are Kalighat Fetish, Dancing Othello, Antaral, and Vatrukund Swaha. Today, we have the honor of having Mr. Amrit Gangar with us. Amrit is a founding member of the Screen Unit. He is a film critic, film curator, film philosopher, and a film historian. He has written extensively on cinema and history in Gujarati and English. And he's come up with this entire idea of cinema prayog. That's his brainchild, and he's going to talk to us more at length about it. The filmmaker in person over here, Mr. Ashish Chadda, he's a PhD in cultural and social anthropology from Stanford University. He's currently an assistant professor of film and media at the University of Rhode Island. And we are very glad that, he's come all the way to share his films with us. I'll ask Amrit to please come and introduce, and talk to us something about cinema prayog.
Kalo bhuti srajata kalo tapati surya. Kaloha vishwa bhutani kalo chaksurvi prashyati. Kalo manha kale pranaha kale nam samahitam. Kalena sarva nandan tyagaten praja imaha. Kale tapaha kale jest kale brahma samahitam. Kaleha sarveshwaro ya pitasit prajapatehe. This is how Atharva Ved perceives time. And it says, time created the earth, by time the sun burns, through time all beings exist, through time the eye sees, that is Chaksur Pashyati. Mind, breath, name are embraced in time. All these creatures rejoice when time arrives. In time, rigorous abstraction. In time, the highest, the time, divine knowledge is comprehended. Time is Lord of all things, he who was the father of Prajapati. This is how time is perceived. I'm talking about time right in the beginning because there is a purpose. What Atharva Ved suggests is also the nature of time, what I call Samaya Swabhava. And here is the key word, which is Swabhava, nature, self-nature, nature of the self. By its very nature, time also suggests the element of randomness. Time is random. Even in computer, we have random memory. And that's the Swabhava of cinema, as I understand. When, in turn, it implies non-linearity. All these characteristics, in a way, compose what we call temporality. And it is this aspect of exploration that at first attracted me to Ashish Avikuntak's work and his practice of filmmaking. And it is this aspect which also becomes interesting, the way 2 artists, the earlier Guru Pramod Pati and Ashish Avikuntak, are put together. It's interesting. And I now remember my personal experience with Ashish's first film, and I happened to be on the selection panel of MIFF, Mumbai International Film Festival, way back in, it started in 1990, I was closely associated with that, and his first film called Etc., which is a kind of tetralogy, a combination of 4 films. Tetralogy was entered, and it was placed before selection committee, which was, I think, made up of 8 or 9 members. His work, I think, more figurative cinema, I would like to call, because he uses the human figure very prominently. But what again is important is the way he spatializes time or temporalizes space in between. The human beings are volumes of body. And these volumes of body are being used by him in a very spatial way, I would say, and that you are going to witness that. And what Manikal would say, rambling figure. Rambling figure is from music, Hindustani or music, or particularly Drupad. This rambling figure becomes important to cinema prayog. Figure in the sense of alankara. in our Saundarya Shastra, Alankar is important, and Vyanjana. Abhinav Gupta used the word Vyanjana as suggestion. There are a lot of things which are being suggested and not obviously told in a way. So Vyanjana and Alankar become very important elements of cinema prayog, and which I found in Ashish's work. What is significant again to me is the notable cinema, the noteworthy cinema or films are the ones which defy synopsis. It's difficult to write synopsis of these films, and therefore, even Pramod Pati's program that you have written in is obviously descriptive thing, what happened, which we are going to see anyway. So often I ask my students to write synopsis of Tarkovsky's film Mirror, and they are unable to write the conventional synopsis of a film, of this particular film, The Mirror. There are many films which just defy synopsizing. And that's important, and I think Ashish's work does that. And therefore it should attract us. It goes beyond conventions. And here, I would like to employ the term pakad. Anybody who is familiar with Indian classical music should know this very important term, pakad, from our classical music, which enables us to capture the locus. How? The idea of pakad, I believe, should largely resolve the question of a work of art being subodh or durbodh, or accessible or inaccessible, or easy to understand or not easy to understand. All these aspects might crop up, I think, when we discuss this film. Cinema Prayog, I can talk a lot, but I think this is what I wanted to tell you, and this whole idea of exploration is important, and that connects with Pramod Pati. Ashish's figurative work also, it looks very simple, obviously, but there are several layers of immanence, as you will see. What is significant is his persistent attempt to explore the essence of narrative and non-narrative cinematography, which he takes much further in this latest work called Rati Chakravyuh. Rati Chakravyuh has 102 minutes continuous, one single shot, single take. 102 minutes, there is no cut. There is no edited cut. That's his latest work. And this has to, again, locate itself in time. This kind of looking at cinematography or practicing filmmaking has to inhabit in time. So I will like to finish this with temporality, and probably we can elaborate this, expand these ideas, lingering locus and temporalities in time when we discuss his work. I always don't like this idea of being descriptive and describe each of his films. That will be synopsizing. Anyway, you are going to see this film, his work. So that should be enough, but some of these ideas might come back to you, what I spoke to you while watching this film. Thank you very much.
First of all, I would like to thank both Pankaj and the FD Zone for inviting me to show my work. It's a privilege to show films at this very auditorium, because for many years I've come here and seen films which have viscerally transformed me. And some of them have been curated by Amrit himself. I came to Bombay in '91, and I remember seeing some of my earliest films in the '92 MIF at this very auditorium, which has inspired me a lot. And so it's kind of almost a deep sense of humility, I feel, to show my works here after nearly 20 years. So I want to thank everybody who's been involved in this planning process to invite me.
Thank you.